She was the early favorite for the X Factor crown this year, but hopeful Grace Davies has been brought firmly back down to earth. Judge SHARON Osbourne hauled Grace in for a stern talking to about her behavior behind the scenes, and warned her to rein in her diva attitude. SHARON Osbourne was reportedly furious at learning X Factor hopeful Grace Davies was stroppy with show's crew. Mrs. O, who boasts nearly 40 years at the top of showbiz, was furious after hearing rumors Grace had been difficult and stroppy with the show's producers and crew. And in a stern dressing down backstage after last Sunday's show, SHARON made it clear she won't tolerate any more antics from the teenager. An insider revealed Grace is undoubtedly a talent and marked herself out as a definite contender early on, but it seems to have gone right to her head. SHARON is having none of it, and after she heard some of the talk about Grace's behavior backstage, she pulled her into her dressing room at the studios. The judge gave teenager Grace a firm talking to, and told her to quit her diva behavior. She told her to get her attitude in check because success in showbiz is all about working with people and getting the best team around you. It was very awkward for all involved, but hopey that'll be the end of the matter and Grace will get back to her best. Grace had been the early bookies' favorite to win after her triumphant performance on the first live show, but has since slipped behind Simon Cowell's boy band Raksu in the pecking order. An insider claimed Grace's popularity went straight to her head, much to the disapproval of seasoned judge SHARON. A production source added SHARON knows how much this means to Grace, who is beside herself that people may mistake her need to be a perfectionist as being difficult. Let's hope a dose of reality from Mrs. O has done the trick before it's too late. Grace Davies performs Ciao Adios by Anne-Marie on the X Factor Blue Planet 2 is TV's most family-friendly show. But this Sunday you may want to cover the kids' eyes as it features a phallic-shaped creature called a bobot worm. The metrolong ferocious jawed creature, filmed in Indonesia, will be shown exploding out of the seafloor and ambushing its prey in episode 3 of the BBC One hit. Speaking about the animal, Sir David Attenborough says it's a giant carnivorous worm with a jaw as sharp as daggers. It pays to remember there is a bobot about. What the TV legend fails to mention, however, is that the seabed predator gets its popular name from Lorena Bobbitt. She made headlines in the 90s when she cut off her husband's penis with a kitchen knife while he was asleep and then threw it into a field. A show insider said just looking at it is bound to have viewers in giggles, especially when they find out the real reason behind its name, which Sir David avoids explaining. The bobot worm is the second rude creature to appear in Blue Planet 2. It comes after last week's episode, The Deep, featured a Todger-shaped 10-inch-long sponge, called the Venus flower basket, which was home to mad shrimp. The Beeb always manages to sneak something cheeky into its nature shows. Tamara's breast shock. Viewers will be amazed by Tamara Ecclestone's new reality show, and not just because of her lavish lifestyle. The billionaire heiress is set to spark controversy as she is shown breastfeeding her 3-year-old daughter. In the first episode of Tamara's World, next Wednesday on ITVBE, the socialite is shown feeding Fifi like a baby. Tamara Ecclestone is shown breastfeeding her 3-year-old daughter in new ITVBE reality show Tamara's World. Tamara tells viewers as soon as Fifi was born she headed straight to the boob. It was something that's carried on. It's not just about food and nutrition, it's also about comfort. That's important in the relationship between mother and child. Her husband Jay Rutland supports his wife's decision, calling it the most natural thing in the world. Tamara's husband Jay Rutland is supportive of his wife's decision to continue breastfeeding their tot Fifi. Viewers will get an insight into the couple's glamorous life and the 50 members of staff they have in their home, including butlers, a chef and dog walkers. Fifi also has her own stylist who has the tot's clothes log photograph printed onto a schedule and packed in every suitcase when she goes on holiday. Spoilt brat alert. Fi realizes she needs to up her game in EastEnders when Wilmot Brown questions her capabilities. Soon afterwards, she apologizes to Max and manages to reunite with him after promising to find a way to help Carmel. Elsewhere, SHARON tells Ian she's worried about Phil's behavior, but not wanting to reveal what's going on. Ian assures her that he is fine. Meanwhile in Neighbours, Paul warns Courtney against moving too quickly when she throws a silent disco at the waterhole at lunchtime and the event is a washout. But Paul hits on a rescue plan involving a surprise visit from none other than Hillary Robinson and friends from her retirement village. Inspired by a moment of chemistry, Courtney suggests they take the next step in the relationship. Joss Houghton and booted 13th Time Lord Joe Whittaker has been pictured for the first time in her Doctor Who costume. Peter Capaldi was a damp squib as the Time Lord, and Doctor Who's viewers disappeared quicker than a speeding TARDIS. Bosses will be hoping that Jodie Whittaker, pictured for the first time in her costume, will help boost the sci-fi series' popularity. Bosses are hoping the first woman to play the iconic role will help boost the sci-fi series' dwindling popularity. Former Broadchurch star Jo was announced as the 13th Doctor in July, to a mixed reaction. When she debuts in the Christmas special, she'll have to prove herself a worthy replacement. Good luck to her, but I couldn't care less about this dying franchise. New Doctor Who revealed as Broadchurch star Jo Whittaker replacing Peter Capaldi. Apprentice candidate Sarah Jane Clarke claims BBC unfairly edits show. Craig Revel Horwood tells pals he really fancies Strictly's Joe McFadden. Gemma Collins will drop legal threat against BBC for Strictly. Spot Katie Price and Chris Hughes set to meet for first time since public feud. Richard Hammond paid himself £2.5 million after quitting Top Gear.